So
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
Every other candidate has answered our follow-ups.
I don't care. I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation in which you ask me about every issue on this list. And if every question you're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there.
Ms.
And
Porter,
we're just going to circle around.
I am an investigative
I have never
reporter.
had to do this before, ever.
You've never had to have a conversation with
to end an
reporter?
interview.
California Democratic gubernatorial candidate Katie Porter threatening to walk out of an interview with CBS correspondent Julie Watts.
As of August, Porter was leading a crowded field of Democrats with 17% of the vote, but 38% of voters said that they were still undecided. That led Watts to ask this question about winning over former Trump voters, and that's when things went off the rails. So here's what came right before that part of the interview.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
How would I need them in order to win, man?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%. Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're saying.
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
After that interview aired Tuesday, Porter's opponents in the race pounced. Former HHS Secretary under Biden, Xavier Becerra, wrote on X, quote, "I'm not interested in excluding any vote. Every Californian deserves affordable health care, safe streets, a roof over their head, and a living wage." And former LA Mayor Antonio Villagrosa, what is it? Villagrosa?
Villaraigosa.
Villaraigosa, sorry, I wanted to get it right, posting, "We need a leader who will solve hard problems and answer simple questions."
But it wasn't just her opponents slamming her in this interview. Conservative activist Riley Gaines said on X, "Katie Porter is the definition of insufferable, entitled, arrogant, out of touch, downright miserable human being." And even some on the left criticized their former congressional sweetheart, Mehdi Hasan, writing in his own post, "A car crash interview for Katie Porter, but also a reminder of why our media is broken. Politicians got used to the idea that interviews should be pleasant, positive conversations. No, they should be challenging and discomforting." Yeah, this was a real screw up on her part. It was just terrible. By the way, it is relevant in California with the way California's electoral system works, because it could be it's a jungle primary. Is that what they call it? Anyway, there's many candidates, so the Republicans could be voting for Democrats, so you can't just totally discount them. And anyway, if you're a political figure, you're just supposed to say something nice about how you want to be a governor for all Californians, and she's just like, why would I need them? And then the interviewer is asking, understandable follow-ups, and she was getting so flustered, she's like, I don't want to do this interview anymore. Also, the lighting of the interview was very weird. It looked kind of sinister. It looked like, someone said this on Twitter, so I'm stealing this observation, but it's correct. It looked like the interrogation scene from The Dark Knight.
Now that you say that.
With the Joker.
Now that you say that. I mean, this is the thing. It's not like we're interviewing
the Republican votes.
It's not like we're interviewing J-Lo and you ask about Ben Affleck and her team told you not to, right?
Right.
This is a politician that only is in position because of constituents all over a state that need to vote for you and like you, because you need to represent them no matter which party you represent while running. You still represent the entirety of the state. So to be so arrogant to say, basically that no one else should challenge you and that you think you're winning regardless is specifically not ideal when she's in the lead, but there's still a lot of people more than if she is in the lead undecided. I think 38% to 17%. So she needs to really consider that her messaging could be stronger. It's not like a sweeping lead where everybody, like if Kamala would have ran, she might be way further than her right now. But since she didn't, I don't think that she's in that same position. And also now people are pulling up archival video of a video in July 2021 where she is apparently blasting a staffer and saying, "Get out of my effing shot," and screaming at them. And so people are just saying this lady has no decorum, and the way she treats people is...
I actually have an incident of this about her to relate.
Oh, you have specific...
I wrote a story on her back when I used to do more reporting because I had more time. I saw, this was in 2022, I talked about it on a Reason the other day. There was a staffer who was fired. I think it was a fellowship or an internship or something, and she was fired for giving, Katie Porter blamed her for giving her COVID, and she fired her. And the staffer, we interviewed her on Rising. So we covered this. I'd forgotten about it, but someone reminded me. So she has a kind of history of
Just not being a nice person, it looks like. And the tonality of it, the way she told the reporter.
Very brittle.
Why are you asking me that? What do you mean if Trump, why would I need those votes? Like, it's very condescending, not something that some people want to see when they have a choice still on who to vote for. Now, if you get in office and behave that way, there's nothing much that people can do. But if you are actually still running, you need to be on your best behavior. I mean, that's like 101 of politics. And we know that most politicians follow that rule. Yes, it's not a good look for her. And Mehdi Hasan was right. I know that during the election season, at least with the presidential election, we saw a lot of safe spaces. People complained about Kamala. I could see transparently when President Trump went on interviews like with Theo Vaughn or when he interviewed with Joe Rogan. To me, it was very pleasant, not a lot of pushback. But when you go on a news channel, we're talking about like CBS, like you're supposed to be asked questions. There's journalists there to figure out how you respond to certain things that they're reading and seeing all around them while talking to locals that are going to get you in office. And the reporter did the right thing. I mean, you're there to try to prove why you should ultimately get this position, which is voted on. And you can't just talk down to everybody like, because I can. Like you're some mother of all people, a dictator, like I said so. That's very much the tone.
I wonder if this will actually affect the race because she was winning. But, you know, Xavier Becerra is, he's a known figure too. I don't know which of the two of them is more like, has better name recognition, which means he could overtake her because this goes viral, maybe. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I think she has a fairly progressive voting record and I think was somewhat well-liked by the left until some of the conflicts with staff. And there's just been negative reporting on how she treats people. I know that there's also nasty reporting out there about her, you know, her divorce and mistreatment of, you know, who. I mean, it's in the news.
All right, now you sound like the Inquirer. We're not going.
Well, it's not in the Inquirer. It's in like, you know, it's in.
I think that
legitimate things, but who cares?
She needs to consider her positioning because right now anybody who's going up against her could look at this and say, oh, this is something I can clip out, and this becomes that ad that you see run through the entire campaign season of like, do you want this person leading you? And then, I mean, she set herself up for failure with the disposition, the attitude, just the snootiness of feeling like you deserve the spot, something that is not, you know, you're not ordained.
So she was in Congress, and she ran for the Senate seat that Adam Schiff got. So she lost that one, and now she's running for governor.
Right, just because you have name recognition, and I think that's part of the problem is that you think that you should be somewhere, and really people have an opportunity to figure out if they want you in that position. And she's like in the interview like she's already won, and I just think that tone is very arrogant for somebody who is still in the middle of a race. I mean, this is just like basics of politics. Even President Trump knows this playbook. He went on the campaign trail, very mild manner. I will not go after my political enemies. I won't. And look, here we are. 10 months and he's doing everything that he knew he was going to. I don't know what Project 2025 is. You say all the right things on the campaign trail, and here we are calling the architect to give you advice during this shutdown. So I'm just pointing out what politicians do, specifically the president of our country.
2025 in the room with us right now. Coming up, President Trump is saying that major progress has been made in a peace deal between Israel and Hamas. That is fantastic news. We will discuss it. Stay with us.